Hi, welcome to the Office of Counseling and Disability Services. How can I help you?
For a campus of our size, it is, for our location actually, being on the top of a hill, definitely poses a challenge to be completely physically accessible. Also just the sheer number of doors, door openers, cuts, they definitely pose a challenge to make sure, along with all the other projects that are going on campus, to make sure that we're accessible. They're, from a programmatic standpoint, I think, as we identify issues and when we're informed about issues, there seems to be a real willingness to work towards accessibility. Like many other campuses, I think it's a put out the fire, mostly put out the fires as they happen, not because we're not willing to be proactive, but simply, again, budget issues that don't allow us to be more proactive and really implement more of the changes that we would like to see.
Being a hero on our campus doesn't require superhuman strength or speed, X-ray vision, or the ability to fly. What it does require is the willingness to enhance the quality of life for every student here, through teaching, listening, knowledge, and understanding, and by fostering a culture of continuous improvement to ensure success beyond these halls.
So I think the size of our university, it can be kind of challenging for just a small staff such as ourselves. When I first started, I was actually a part-time position, and we had another part-time position that was assistive technologies specialist, and we had 2 counselors in the counseling center because we're combined, and then we had administrative help out front. So we went from all that help in the Counseling and Disability Services office to now it's me and Andrea Paymer, the director. So we still do, we still do as much as we can, and time is definitely a limited resource for us. So it's a little more challenging in that respect. I think we're due what we can do. We work a lot of overtime, trying to get everything we need to get done.
Yeah, like each student experiences this campus differently.
They do. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they really do experience it differently, and like I said before, like maybe a person has the same diagnosis, but they're going to need totally different accommodations because maybe they may actually have more than one diagnosis. So that's, I think, a big part of my job is when the student actually comes in and sits down. I try to see from their point of view where they're coming from, like really put myself in their position and really try to think about the things that they're encountering on campus. I do think that there's a lot of misconceptions about what we provide. A lot of students, I've had actually a lot of people say that they thought that disability services at college were just for people who maybe have physical disabilities. Maybe they're having trouble accessing different buildings, like maybe they use wheelchairs or crutches, that sort of disability. But more often it's disabilities that are hidden that you don't even know people have. So a lot of times it's learning disabilities, ADD, anxiety, those types of issues. So when they come in and they realize these services are available, they're like, I just didn't know. But we try our best to make sure that we get word out. There's a statement on every syllabus that goes to a student. We're at campus visitation days where they talk about us at Welcome Weekend. Anytime we can go out and do a presentation in a class, even though that's not my favorite thing to do, I'll go do it just to make sure I can say that we have counseling and disability services on campus.
You said earlier that you continued your education because you weren't really finding what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it about this job that makes you keep coming back and doing it?
Well, I feel I'm very grateful because I feel like this job was almost created for me.
Well, why do you keep, like,
back?
Personally, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people often feel like they aren't appreciated at work, but that's the opposite for me. Like I have students come in and they'll be excited about, maybe they want to show me that they got a good grade on their test, or they got their cap and gowns. Last year a student brought their cap and gown in to show me because she's really excited to graduate. So I feel like, and I get thanked, that sounds kind of selfish, but I actually feel like I'm appreciated, and then Andrea's super to me. So yeah, I think that's very helpful. And beyond that, I feel like I can actually see sometimes when students are benefiting from something that maybe I can show them. It may not, it just maybe a resource that they've never heard of before. And if I show that resource to the student, you can see in their eyes, like, wow, that's awesome. I'm going to really use that. So.
Just like, what's your passion?
Yeah, I think my passion would be helping people, like being able to. Well, I think what I really want for people to be able to advocate for themselves. So sometimes they need maybe some help getting some resources or maybe some help with confidence, things like that, so then they can go advocate for themselves.
So your primary role seems to be like a facilitator
Okay.
in a way. Is there anything you find yourself doing that maybe isn't in your job description?
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what another reason why I like my job so much. I mean, I have my job description, and it can be challenging in itself because each student I work with is so different. So I often have to do some research on different things that might be available that might be helpful for them. But I also can mix it up a little bit because Andrea gives me the freedom to be able to provide different, I guess, activities or presentations, things like that on campus. So we do workshops and seminar kind of type things like time management with web tools and apps that I mentioned earlier. We do the alcohol literacy challenge. I was involved with the It's On Us campaign. Andrea does suicide prevention training. So we go out and it's not just me sitting in the office all day, every day. Because when I first started my job, that's what it was. I was pretty much just one student after another, after another, after another. And I do think that could be a little bit, get a little bit burnt out with that possibly. But now I do have the freedom to get out a little bit more and do other things on campus and see other people on campus. So that's good. A lot of times there's just things going on campus with students, and professors or other staff members don't really know who to go to for help with particular situations with students. So they often end up coming here, and that may not be part of our role actually. But we can, we'll help as best as we can to get those issues resolved, even if they're not really related to disability or counseling services.
The Disability Services Office, Fairmont State, understands that FSU is not just a university. We are also a community, and as members of our campus community, they help students achieve not only their academic goals, but also personal and professional goals in preparation for responsible citizenship beyond FSU.